Well, good Friday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. The time is now 6:31 a.m. on this December the 3rd. Thank you so much for continuing to stay with us. I'm Wanya Reese. I'm not sure if you can hear in my voice the excitement that I have, Courtney, because it is Friday. It's not that cold outside, and we have a beautiful weekend on the way.
That's right. Yeah, all good things. Happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully your morning is going as well as ours today, and it is. It's a nice start to the day. Finally not freezing out there. Low 40s, that's not half bad. Still need a jacket, but it's definitely not the upper 20s and low 30s like we had earlier this week. Of course, you're looking live on top of Atrium Health Navison. A nice and quiet morning out there. 43 in Warner Robins, 49 in Gordon, 43 in Forsyth, 45 in Unadilla. We're at 50 in Butler, also 50 in Wrightsville and in Dublin. So the places that were the cool spots yesterday morning are now the warm spots. Quite literally did a 180 this morning. So yes, it's chilly out there, but you'll probably just need a light jacket. Now we do have some patchy dense fog forming in parts of Dodge County. It looks like south of Eastman. So just a heads up there. Otherwise visibility is looking okay, but you could have less than a quarter mile of visibility in parts of Dodge County this morning. Through the day today, we'll see a good bit of sunshine. We'll start to increase cloud cover slightly through the afternoon, but highs in the upper 70s today. Now we'll stay mainly dry through the weekend, but next week, quite the different story, quite the different forecast. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
You know, I don't even have a front door anymore. I'm having to board it up. My front wall, this whole wall right here, from here all the way over, has got to be replaced inside and out, and my door frame.
Right now, a Macon family continues to try to pick up the pieces and fix damage to their home. It comes 2 weeks after a driver suffering from a gunshot wound crashed into that home. On November the 19th, investigators found 44-year-old James Smith shot in the chest on Rice Place. When he drove down the road wounded, he lost control of the car and crashed into Barbara Wilson's home. Wilson and her grandchildren were actually at the home at the time of the crash. When it comes to the repairs, Wilson says she's contacted her insurance company, but they can't help her yet. They told Wilson she must provide more information from investigators about the car Smith drove, but so far the Bibb County Sheriff's Office hasn't done that. For now, Wilson is on her own, and she says she would appreciate help from anybody who could possibly give it. You know, Smith later died at the hospital, and so far there have not been any arrests in this case. One man will now spend the rest of his life in prison in connection to a Fort Valley murder in March of 2020. The Macon Judicial Circuit says a judge sentenced 24-year-old Ryan Purser yesterday. He pled guilty to malice, murder, and armed robbery relating to the Fort Valley case. The Macon Judicial Circuit says the malice murder count came with a life sentence. Purser also got 20 years for the armed robbery count. Last year, the family of 38-year-old Fradian Robinson found him dead during a welfare check at a home on Big Six Farms Road. Investigators charged Purser and 20-year-old Sydney Reason in connection to Robinson's death. Today, the case of the second Georgia prison inmate accused of killing 2 corrections officers over 4 years ago heads back to court. Prosecutors and lawyers for Ricky DeBose are scheduled to argue pretrial motions in his case. That hearing is set to start at 9 this morning in Putnam County Superior Court in Eatonton. Back in September, a jury convicted Donnie Rowe of charges including felony and malice murder, but they could not agree on whether to give him the death penalty. Now Rowe is serving life without the possibility of parole. DeBose faces the same charges. Prosecutors say the 2 men killed guards Curtis Ballou and Christopher Monica aboard a prison bus in Putnam County in the summer of 2017. DeBose's trial is scheduled for this upcoming May. All right, let's get you to some news that's happening from across the state. Cobb County Police continue to investigate a kidnapping case after finding 3 kids about 25 minutes away from their home. Around 9 Wednesday night, officers responded to reports of a stabbing in Mableton. They found a 31-year-old man inside his trailer, hurt and cut. The victim said several masked men and his ex-girlfriend forced their way into his home, stabbed him, and kidnapped his kids. Investigators later found the kids safe at a motel in Decatur. Detectives later took the victim's ex-girlfriend and 3 men in for questioning. Georgia's former insurance commissioner now begins a more than 7-year prison sentence. A jury convicted Jim Beck in July on 37 counts involving a scheme to steal more than $2.5 million from an insurancer he ran. Beck reported yesterday to a federal prison at Maxwell Air Force Base in Montgomery, Alabama. U.S. District Judge Mark Cohen sentenced Beck in October to 7 years and 3 months in prison. Today, Governor Brian Kemp will formally swear in Beck's successor, John King, as insurance commissioner. King took over the office when a jury convicted Beck. Now, King will be seeking a full term next year. A lawyer for the parents of a Georgia Tech student shot and killed in an encounter with a campus police say they've settled a lawsuit against the university. It deals with a case dating back to September of 2017 when 21-year-old Scott Schultz called 911 to report an armed suspicious person matching Schultz's own description. The lawsuit alleges that a then campus police officer used excessive force and wasn't sufficiently trained to respond to situations involving people dealing with a mental health crisis. An attorney says they reached a $1 million settlement about 2 weeks ago. Now to some news closer to home. A multi-million-dollar facility and hundreds of jobs could be on the table in Sandersville. Monday, the city council there plans to consider a deal that could bring a $70 million plan to town and nearly 300 jobs. The council's agenda shows a company named Redstone Investments Groups wants to build a 200,000 square foot plant at the Fall Line East Industrial Park. The company plans to produce personal protective equipment, including disposable gloves. The county and Redstone hope to close on the deal by next May and open the plant sometime in 2023.
There's no better recognition, right, than to be recognized by your peers for the work that you're doing.
Woo, woo. I want you to check this out. Baldwin County School Superintendent Norris Price has a big reason to celebrate this morning. She's Georgia's 2022 Superintendent of the Year. She earned the title at a conference in Atlanta yesterday. The Georgia School Superintendents Association selects finalists based on leadership and how they work with their school board, staff, parents, and local communities. Price will now go on to compete at the national level in Nashville this upcoming February. A huge congratulations to you, Ms. Price. The time is now 6:38 a.m. A shout out to all of our educators who are watching this morning, but especially Ms. Price. I've seen her interact with the students, and I could see for her it's way, way more than just a job.
That's right. Yeah, she has done some incredible things for that school district, and that's clear. Obviously, she won that big award, and she's won multiple awards in her time there. So
she deserves it.
Yeah, definitely a gem for that county, that's for sure. Big congratulations to you, Dr. Price. And good morning to all of our teachers and students who are watching with us this morning. It's Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of the work and school week. And not only is it Friday, but it's the first Friday of the month, which means that Macon will have their first Friday downtown. Lots going on. They always have some really cool live music and special events down there. And of course, the Christmas lights are going on right now in downtown Macon. If you haven't checked them out, they really are spectacular. They work so hard to get those done. I believe they started in the beginning of October putting those lights up. So definitely want to go check out all the hard work they put into that. And if you are heading there 60s by the time we head into the evening, so around 5, 6 o'clock, you might want to have a light jacket with you if you're heading out tonight. A beautiful start to the morning. I love this last full weather hit that I get to do because we always get to see the sunrise. A beautiful morning. It looks like a glowing start to the day here in Lawrence County. 50 degrees to get the day started in the city of Dublin. So if you're heading out like these people here in downtown that are kind of rolling on by, you might want just a light jacket. You don't need the winter coat this morning for once. And for some of you, you might be glad to hear that. And for all of you who have to park your cars outside, not having to scrape frost off your windshield, or defrost frost off your windshield, probably even better. 43 in Macon and in Warner Robins, 47 in Montezuma. We're at 50 in Milledgeville and in Wrightsville, 43 in Cochran, and 48 in Thomaston. So for the most part, we're in the mid to upper 40s, near 50. If you're in the low 40s, you're considered cool this morning. Now, as we head through the afternoon, take a look at our temperatures. We are going to be warm. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Some of us might even manage to hit 80 degrees today. Now, while it's warm, it's not record-breaking for Macon. Macon's record today is 81, but we are sure going to get close. As we head through the overnight, low temperatures will drop into the upper 40s, near 50, so we'll start tomorrow very similar. However, we will have a few extra clouds around, so if you're heading to maybe any of the morning parades, I know Perry's is kicking off tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. You might want to have a light jacket with you, but for any of the afternoon events going on between the Warner Robins parade, of course, the SEC Championship is tomorrow. If you have any plans for that, low 70s, partly sunny, so it won't be wall-to-wall sunshine, but overall a nice day, no complaints. As we head into Sunday, we could maybe have a stray shower. Most of us are going to stay dry. If we do manage to have a shower around, it's going to be a quick passing shower. Not going to rain on any of the parades this weekend because there are plenty of them. We have a full list, by the way, on 13WMAZ.com. Now, one of them is Fort Valley. rallies. That's tomorrow at 5 o'clock at night. It'll be warm at 5, temperature still in the low 70s at that point. By 7 o'clock, which is when several other parades are starting to kick off, we'll be cooling down into the low 60s, and by 9 o'clock at night, we'll be back in the upper 50s. So you'll probably want to bring a light jacket with you to any of the evening parades and, of course, the morning ones over the next couple of days. Now let's talk about when we'll see some rain, because we sure do need it. A cold front moves in on Monday, could offer us a small rain chance. It'll cool us down very briefly, because what's going to come next is another weather system that'll move in from the southwest, push off to the northeast. A warm front will lift north of the area. That's going to surge in some warm air. So after a day in the low 60s on Tuesday, we're back in the 70s Wednesday. Cold front moves in behind it, offers us a widespread rain chance, it seems like, on Wednesday, and then maybe even into Thursday. Now, disclaimer on this, the models are in very little agreement on how much rain we're going to see next week, but we could see over an inch of rain in some spots between Monday and Thursday of next week, which would be much welcomed to central Georgia. Low to mid 70s through the weekend, maybe a stray shower Sunday, and then unsettled next week. We're mainly staying in the 70s temperature-wise. We'll have that one day in the 60s on Tuesday.